Like conversation here. If you like this content, please like the video and subscribe for more content every week. Today I will be discussing the topic of free speech. Over the years, people have misused and abused their right to free speech, and now people are calling for its limits. Let me start out. Free speech cannot exist with limited speech. Limited free speech is an oxymoron. Over the years, in times of war and extreme prejudice, people have successfully limited speech, but these measures only last for a short time, and people eventually discover their flaw and they re-implement free speech. Here is why free speech is important. Without free speech, we are no better than the dictators from around the globe. Who is to decide what speech should be limited? The most common answer to this is the will of the people. The will of the people is supposed to be represented through legislation and the legislators. So, by most people's goals and ambitions who ascribe to this group, they want the government to control who says what. Now this becomes very dangerous because the will of the people changes over time. But if the will of the people at a certain time is able to control the speech, they will then allow or disallow generations from changing the already established way of thought. This one staple of Western culture is the free exchange of ideas. This allows society to move forward as a group without hindrances from either the older generations or from those who are more ignorant. The wiser and the smarter people will always rise to the top in advanced societies. And advanced societies are based on the principle of free speech. Another reason why free speech should not be limited is because it allows for peace. Many people see free speech as something that's chaotic or very stressful, but is completely the opposite. If one limits speech, you will only change the form of expression. When people used to be able to vent their anger through speech, now you have forced them to commit violence, commit violent crimes. In the olden days, like Middle Ages before, people were not allowed to speak out against the government. You could not openly argue against government policies. So therefore, if one had something that they disliked extremely with the government, they would have to fight. We have changed this now so that we have a better functioning and less violent system. Another reason why we should not limit speech is because communication is necessary among all intelligence levels. It does not matter if you are the most ignorant person, you still want to be able to spread and share your ideas. People are not going to be forced to listen to you, but you should have that right. Limiting speech is not the correct option. There is no reason to limit free speech, and doing so could be harmful to society and keep us from changing and advancing forward. So before you support a policy, please think it over. Do not support policies based purely on instinct or emotion, but rather rationally think about the situation at hand and come to a logical conclusion. With this, I'll sign out. Have a good rest of your week, and always be thinking.